you for that fiery start, Billy H. Yes. Next, we get to welcome back. Thank you so much, Brandon Long.
Hello, everyone. So I have two poems for you all today, and this will be my first time performing these. So here it goes. This first one is called Born Finally. I reimagine my own self-image. Imagery inventing itself instantaneously, springing to life. I am a new color. I am a new sound. I am a sunrise like any other before. I do not rise from the east, but am born at high noon. I am the tree falling, the noise, and I am the witness. I am the herald, the prophet, the promise, and the fulfillment. I am the seventh seal. I am the judgment and the forgiveness. I am the number 3. I am the number 7. I am blood. I am the smoke of burnt offerings. I am the desert and the 40 years. I am the rock smoke to produce water. I am sight in a new spectrum, a light you don't expect from exit wounds. It's not too soon to enter. The center, introspection, a vivid vivisection. I cannibalize my own soul to give birth to God's worst nightmare, a sight bare. I found the tree of knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life, chopped them both down and smoked them. I am my own father and my own son. I am self-evident. I am the dream, the dreamer, and the awakening. I am the forecast, the foreshadowing, and the foreboding. I am the aforementioned promise, the promised land, the road hither. I am the eye, the storm, the aftermath, before division, 2 eyes with singular vision. I am the blood moon, the new moon, the eclipse. I am the sun above dark clouds. I am every shaft of sunlight. I am the road home. I am born, not again, but finally. Thanks. Okay, so this other one is called In Bloom. You are in bloom in the field just across from me, blossoming awesomely, high gloss, wind tossed rose petals soaking in the sun. Thank God for photosynthesis. What a sin this is to be the only one. How fortuitous for the two of us. Hearts can be pollinated, and Cupid is a bumblebee. I stupidly fumbled these purple petals instead of putting them on a pedestal with the rest of the meadow's most fine flora. I adore a violet in the next glade over, and I can't ignore her. But that damn bumblebee. When I stumble, beware that he's there to humble me, jerk the rug out from under me, erode the earth from beneath my feet. So I pine from afar for my fair blossom, my flower, lighter than air, the awesome power of love seemingly not yet come to the opening hour. I know you're only in the next field over. Attempt to uproot myself and crawl through the clover. A sweeter flower I've never detected. In all my daydreams, I never expected I'd be almost blessed, but then have growth arrested. I never rested, nor ceased flourishing, searching for soil so nourishing to put down roots and finally grow. And I found my sunflower, moon flare, star glow. And so, call it fated to be a coincidence, but the wind gifted me the scent of the sweetest blossom spring ever sprung, my chrysanthemum. I no longer sing the anthem of numb, but hum hymns of love that reign above all else and over everything. Is this my first spring? I am but a fickle annual, in need of a manual for a man or animal, because I am both, and yes, a flower, because we all bloom sensually, and are doomed to push up daisies eventually. But the ways we hurt feel perennial. Not any old thing will do, and many will lose the feeling too. Only a flower can know a poet's type of love. Only two blossoms blooming in unison, choosing to use the noon of their lives to love to the fullest measure. Pleasure is fleeting, but two hearts beating as one with roots intertwined cannot be maligned. Vines twisted together so tightly no thorns can grow. There's only one way to go, and that's up. Forget reaching above the soil, we reach the forest canopy. A panoply of plants to please, but we chance to breeze by each other. Can it be the romance and ease advance and not be smothered? Yes. Vibrant buds to greet this new day. New spring, not afraid, alive. Every flower is a poet, and every poet a flower. Bloom.
More for Brandon Long. Yes, hello, welcome. We got lots of seats, the comfy ones. We're just a friendly crowd like that. We save the best for last. So hey, that's pretty incredible. What a start. We get to welcome up next the divine and lovely Franchesa Kirkpatrick.
Hello, Christine. Miss Christine Hall. I want everybody to thank Miss Christine Hall for us actually staying here
You know, I
together.
adore you.
Because she's kept us together for so many years, and I've been around, but you know, I don't come always, but I enjoy being here for Miss Christine Hall.
Hi, so lovely you're here.
Thank you. And I have news because now that I'm a member of the Prodigal Poets, Poet, Flow It. And anyways, that we are going to be, the news is that we are, and I think everybody else will also reiterate this news, but we are going to be featured on the 11th at Belmont, 7 p.m. So be looking for that. We are going to also have something, I think, on the 16th as well, the next Saturday, for Poets Day, and that will be on the 16th. So be looking for that. That's down on Jefferson Street. We're going to join the Jefferson Street Poets and their little poet festival that day. We also will have something on, this is farther out, which probably can stay in the memory, but something on the 30th. There's a poet thing down in Franklin, in the Franklin Library. So hopefully you guys might be able to join that as well. It's a poet community, and even though we can reach Nashville, we can also branch out because we love to branch. So anyways, today I wrote this real short thing about something, but I'll do the first part because I performed this in India this morning. So I have two favorite country music artists that are celebrating this week. Achievements tomorrow. One is Loretta Lynn, and the other one is Tanya Tucker. So I'll just do a little bit of their songs, and then I'll go into why this all came about. Okay. Loretta? I was born a coal miner's daughter down here in the hills of Butcher Holler. We was poor, but we had love. That's the one thing that Daddy made sure of. Of course, some of us don't have daddies. But anyway. And then, so tomorrow at 3 o'clock, she will have a birthday party type thing down at the Nashville Palace. And then at night at the Ryman, there will be my other friend, Tanya Tucker, which I like to honor as well. She's like rocking hard. She broke her hip, but she's back. She's celebrating her thing, her song, Delta Dawn. So, Delta Dawn, what's that flower you got on? Would it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say you were leaving him here today to meet him in that mansion in the sky? I'm just kidding at the end because I can really hit that note, but I just thought that would be funny. I'm very Southern sometimes. So anyway, you wouldn't know it, but here's my poem about Shy. Shy, hey little shy one, cat got your tongue. Who taught you to be quiet? Did they tell you to shut your mouth? Don't you know the secret that you can't tell? Even if my words don't come out right, you can't understand me, can you? Really? Your idea of silence has gone too far. Maybe she's shy. Well, that only causes a few questions. What made her so shy? Does being shy make bullies tease you? People call you a tease because you're so shy, because you won't talk to them. Well, where did you get your shyness, little one? I know you can talk, sing, write poetry, can't you? Do you know how to speak? Have they taken your voice? Are you shy? Why? 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 So, some of our poets in the room are in the book called Touching Tongues. I have a few with me if anybody wants to look at them or whatever, or get one. But the Touching Tongues book came out of Red Green Books in New Mexico. It was part of our sort of like some of us that got together, and a lot of us are here tonight, maybe at least 3, I know, that are in this book. But I'll just read one short one from this Touching Tongues book. It's called Together We Lovers. Together we lovers, holding me in your hands. Our minds begin to mold into one lover and 2 bodies, welcoming each other, breath to breath. Moan to moan, we lovers turn around. Our love forms a circle around our hearts. Together we lovers break, breathe, moan, move closer and closer, holding, moving slower than faster. This tie that binds 2 lovers in motion, smiling with our faces as one, seeing each other's eyes in a mirror, bonding to the heartbeat and breath, clinging to the breasts and the chests. Together we lovers moan. Thank you. Hot stuff in this book. Anyways, thank you so much, Christine. And in Particle Poets, like I said, our whole thing, Particle Poets, is go poet. Go it. Thank you.
Thank you, Franchesa Kirkpatrick. Oh. Gorgeous spirit and brilliant energy you bring. Thank you for beautiful words. Oh, y'all. I am so excited to hear from our next poet again. She is one of the prodigal poets, carrying on amazing events all over town, including carrying on the tradition of poetry pop-ups. So check that out and give your rapt attention to Black Widow.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Black Widow, spoken word artist from Franklin, Tennessee, also a prodigal poet. Our callback goes, go poet, flow it. Go poet, flow it. Awesome. All right, so this first piece I'm going to do is called Disturbed. It's about Frankenstein and how I relate to him because I beat stage 3 breast cancer. Silent raindrops fell like tears outside the castle. I'm aching for you. Whisper away my anxieties. Imagine hearing you in my head. Darkness consumes, fire burning, foggy fumes, thoughts of a better life cracking through my skin. Experiences I want to have more. They're talking about me, town people knocking at the door, not understanding my needs aren't that demanding. Looking on to broader horizons. People try to kill what they do not know, also try to bring back alive something that had already died. Don't create me, make me feel so real, then turn your scared head. I'm undaunted. I wasn't the one that wanted to be brought back, haunted, not like this. Now they wonder about how I act. This isn't what I thought. Can't blame me for how I react. Your experiment was unsuccessfully simulated. Still some unconscious flesh not stimulated. This operation not quite like the illustration. Raised from the dead, there are crevices in my soul that can't be sealed with a kiss. Mended memories of my past remain. This new life is just not right. What others experience is just not the same. Raised up with the tragic lightning, my appearance now very frightening. Who could love such sorrow creature? pictures with bloody, messy features, just painfully stitched together. Is there someone out there like me? Finding them would calm my fears, wishing with these franken tears, just hoping and dreaming. Sometimes I'm concerned, will I ever really learn? I'm just a zombie, walking, limping to the side, still talking about this strange new world. Inside, internally perturbed, unsettled, and just disturbed. This next piece is a witchy piece. It's called Bewitched. Fear not the witches, but those that burn them alive. Jealous of them taking power from the earth without poisoning the soil. More entertaining being the magical enchantress than the helpless princess who couldn't toil, although alone, talking to animals, widowed with no children. However, embodied with the power of a sorceress, call me a necromancer, watch me sparkle outside with pride, curious on how I dress, it's the true me, not to impress. The words I write, trying to gain some insight, asking me if I might be a complex hex, left you perplexed. You tried to drown us while worshiping God will not be put down. Head held high with a flower crown, dancing under the pale moonlight with those who fill my heart. Tried consistently giving me the breath to keep on. Can you hear this enchanting song? Insides formed from the sands, melted together from when I was scorched at the stake, from those that wanted to take bewitched wounds sewn together with dark thread, sheet of a stitch. Made a new life for myself while embracing haunting nightmares. Will you wake up scared of what you did? It will not be hid. Come for me again. Hear sounds of a screaming woman that can't be submerged. Shadows cast of the southern skinwalker from the woods emerge. Just misunderstood. Moonlights of those eyes, glow in the dark battle axe, arrows of defense. It all makes sense. What a sight to be seen. From the darkness emerges the queen. Let those real eyes inside the past storybooks all have lies. This world is full of monsters with friendly, judgmental faces that go to church on Sundays. And there are colorful haired angels with tattoos and scars, wearing eclectic clothes, gravitating close to those. This may be the day that you learn I'm the descendant of the witch you weren't able to burn. Thank you all so much. I'm Black Widow. Is it because I'm a widow forever? Is it because of my broken heart? Is it because of my love of spiders? Remembering Esmeralda, my pet. I've named all the ones I've met. My poetry may be dark at times, but there's a lot of love in these lines. Sometimes in the darkness, you see flashes of red and black. Not all are waiting to attack. Remember this when you see one out the window. This is why I'm called Black Widow.
Keep it going for Black Widow! Oh, yes. Hello. Welcome, folks coming in now. We got a list going. We will keep it open. Please join if you would like to speak. Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks to everyone we've heard from so far. And next, we're so happy to welcome up. Thank you, Sara, Wonder Woman.
It's so good to see everyone. So Wonder Woman's greatest superpower was not her bullet deflecting shield or armband or her lasso of truth. It was her ability to continue to love and believe in humanity. So that's where I get the inspiration for Wonder Woman from. So I thought I would share that piece. I'm also a prodigal poet. Yay! So we've already done the callback, so I'll move along. But I just wanted to thank everyone who's here, and we're always open to new voices joining our group. So if you're interested, definitely talk to Black Widow, myself, Brandon, all the wonderful group members who are here tonight. So I'm going to read a poem, and I'm going to perform it actually, and it's only the second time I've performed it in public. And something happened recently that reminded me of the situation that inspired this poem. So, crushed red velvet. It's sort of always there, bits I can't break apart, digest, or leave behind. In the beginning, his touches were sugary sweets, like the cream cheese frosting he made from scratch, mixed with moist velvet cake, dressed in red. Later, his touches turned toxic, like dangerous cyanide I had always tried to avoid, dangerous to my health. Progressing day by day, until the day his right fist stopped inches from my delicate cheekbone. So to use a quote by a recent prodigal poet who has joined our group. I met her at a reading and she said, "I like deep shit poetry." And I said, "You've come to the right place." So I like to write about stuff that sometimes it's hard for people to hear, but I feel like many people have those stories that maybe they've been afraid to share or not sure who would understand. So I share that story and many other stories as many other poets here have. So the next poem is inspired by the idea that you don't have to be 6 foot tall to be gorgeous and beautiful and a goddess. So without further ado, I am a goddess. I'm not 6 feet tall, though I do have long, shapely legs. I have hazel, sometimes blue, Capricorn eyes, shining with a poet's hue. I love to drive barefoot, my naked toes freed from the constraints of shoes. I have long, dainty piano-playing fingers. My neck is slender, like a dancer's. And my smile, ah yes, my smile, can stop a man at 50 paces. I am a goddess. So for any of you that are a little shy when you get up here, that is the first poem that I felt like I broke out. I could really tell a badass poem on stage. So to all of those of you that might be a little shy or been doing this a long time, definitely keep writing, performing, all that wonderful stuff. So the poems I read tonight are from my latest book, Whiskey Sweet. Yay! I do have copies. You can also find me on Facebook under Sara, no H, Mingus, ES, or Wonder Woman Rising, or part of the Prodigal Poets group. And I will probably have to leave a little early. I just want to do a shout out to It's Matt Awesome, who's also a Prodigal Poet. Every Saturday night, come hell or high water, he is over at Twin Kegs from 6 to 7 doing spoken word events, whether it's poetry, sharing stories, whatever you need to do. So he is actually over there. So I think there's some people that might have to sneak out. So we want to support everyone. So I just wanted to say that definitely, if you can, stick around for the feature because she's fabulous. So I just wanted to shout out for that. Without further ado, thank you so much and have a great evening.
Sara Mingus, thank you. Yeah. Oh, Matt, awesome. Y'all should definitely check that out. You've got 3 other weeks a month at least to do that. You definitely don't want to miss our feature tonight. Oh my goodness gracious. I love living in a city that is an artistic mecca where we have numerous choices. That's a really special thing. And yeah, we're beyond fortunate to have those options. And I just want to let you know how much I value you all coming and sharing this space here, because I really like to hear what you have to say. Next. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, I really like to hear what this poet has to say. She was in our 10th anniversary anthology and had a feature here and is spectacular. Please welcome Carolyn Connolly.
Hi everybody, really glad to be here per usual. I love you all. So yeah, without further ado. All right, also, has anyone here had a tilt table test before? Terrible. So this is a poem for that. It's a really weird procedure that a nurse did tell me was like medieval right before I went in. I'm like, great word. So yeah, so this is called tilt, or all the ways a medical procedure reminds me of a rave. It's positively medieval. That nurse should be fired if he didn't have such good taste and trap music. Little body thrumming, arms and leather straps, tight, sweat, wringing the collar of my favorite sequins shirt right before I take it off for them. I can feel it, dreaming, streaming down between my breasts, dripping on this linoleum floor, my dotted blue gown hitching up at the thighs, sticky. Cold save the humidity of a body radiating. You'd almost think I was somewhere else. But I'm in the cardiac unit, a heart attack specialist telling me about a Robin Williams movie from the 80s as he pulls the lever. I think Frankenstein was really a book about a botched medical procedure that insurance didn't want to claim, so I wait for the electricity, that pulse of light shot through a body failing. Internal strobe mob, a musky taste, a fuzzy pill dissolving on the tongue, red spotlight on a dance floor, but no one's dancing. Sticky countertops, but Victor won't let me dance, so I wait for the electricity, that spark of my body to fail itself. I am here today to prove it will always fail itself. Yeah. All right, this other one's a little wacky one called Today is Robin Heavy. Today is Robin heavy and full of suburban rivers afloat by industrial car soap, little kid spit, mangled dandelion heads, abandoned paper boats, tar rocks, and lawnmower grease. Today is whale hair heavy, and everything I touch feels bristled and grieved. Moaning in a language I don't fully understand, pod-like the other world traverses together on cobblestone streets to the nearest coffee shop like nothing is different, and leave me, a gutter rat, a gutter worm, a gutter chum behind. Today is loose ceiling tile heavy and full of rain, the pallor of roadside daffodils, ditchside takeout tinfoil rainbows like oil spills in summer with air like sea mist after the third biblical flood. Today is wind chime, air heavy, and held aloft by stray dog tongues reaching for nothing, for graying hairs around the jowls of a long dead rose bush that resembles a long dead grandparent that took their time, being pulled down into the earth with its delightful, misunderstood purple weeds that I'll admit I have loved for 22 years without knowing its full name. Today is broken blue jay heavy, which is just another way to say difficult, pea soup lonely and full of ambiguous loss like a colony of wasps housed beneath the deck, and your mother turned exterminator turned priest turned back to woman who loves you sometimes and wafts never and still tries hard at gentleness but always kills first, is hard to stomach today. Today is ghost heavy and full of signs from your favorite sky god that you should return to your birth home, barricade, wait out the storm that no one else can see, and lie naked in the blooming spring pear tree wind tunnel, better than any snowstorm or sex you've ever had. Today is salt heavy, and everything hurts with little cure, but today I knelt before the reaching long limbs of the weeping cherry tree, existing so close to a prophecy or a mother I can hardly breathe, which I'll admit is something I don't mind carrying. So yeah.
Carolyn Connolly, thank you. Oh my goodness, fantastic work. We are going to welcome up a poet who is, I think, involved in a complimentary conversation right now. Oh my goodness gracious, thank you and welcome Lyss Hart.
Do what you want. Is that good?
Do what you want.
Hello, my name is Lyss Hart. I am also a new member of the Prodigal Poets. So this is my first time actually performing as a Prodigal Poet. So I just have one for you guys today. It's a new one. Earth shaker, risk taker. Past lovers call her a heartbreaker. Others cry out, faker. But really, she's not a player. She's a money maker. And one day she'll be sitting on acres. So go ahead, try and shake her. But please don't mistake her. She's got a lot of haters. They talk like she's an over-exaggerator when she's just a truth speaker, a life preacher. She was young and scolded by the teachers, left alone, sitting on the bleachers. Cool kids acting like they know her. Then she grew up and capitalism owned her. First her body, then her mind, and all she wants is to be freer. They call her complainer, like she's the instigator. Sit pretty and remember your manners. But she belongs to something greater. The only one that can judge her is the creator. She's a curse breaker, a risk taker. So go ahead, call that girl an earth shaker.
That's Lyss Hart, yes! Next, we are thrilled to welcome back Beth-Marie.
I walk in the room and I know why I came. I'm not here for the kids sitting playing a game or the one on the whiteboard writing her name. I'm here for that guy rolling around on the table. Who wouldn't be easy to slap with a label, but get on your knees and listen if you're able. This kid has something to say. And he's been desperately trying in his own way. His apparent lack of direction isn't an act of insurrection, it's a plea for connection. And yes, he is seeking attention, and he's seeking affection and finding rejection because he doesn't meet your standard of perfection. Well, his life isn't perfect, it's full of holes. You'd be surprised how much pain a little brain can hold. And yes, he is angry, and no, he doesn't fit your mold. I'd like to see someone twice his age handle the shit he's been through with half that grace. Just listen, okay? This kid has fears and dreams and ghosts. He has wisdom, and sometimes he even has hope. He has scars and stories. He can fight and he can play. He's not trying to get on your nerves or get in your way, to push your buttons or ruin your day. He is 5 and trying to survive. This kid has something to say. Will anyone listen today? Thank you. I'm Beth-Marie, and someone said a phrase now that I wanted to cling to. I can't remember, something about like deep shit or something like that. Yeah, so that's where we're gonna go now. So trigger warning, this is a poem about self-injury, so if that's too close to home and you need a break, then feel free to step away. Why, you ask? As if I could just answer that question in a sentence, as if there was an answer and not a million answers and not simply it is. You ask as if I sketched it out in my daytimer, not acted on impulse in desperation, trying to cling to anything. My motivations are as tangled as last year's Christmas lights. But since you asked, fine, I will try to tell you why. Because it is solid. It is visible and by every measure legitimate. Because everything else fades and then sharpens into the focus of a single red line. Because I want to know my body belongs to me. Because nobody judges blood the way they judge tears. Because pain is the fastest way to know I exist. Thank you so much.
One more time from Beth-Marie. Thank you. Good background. Yeah, bring it forth. Oh my goodness. That whole thing about the what is within you. Yeah. You not only doing the work for yourself, but exponentially out through each one of us you touch. Thank you. I'm really excited to welcome a first timer on our microphone. Thank you, Stacey Tortorella.
Okay, my name's Stacey. This is my first time really writing a poem. But I like to write, but I'm not really a poet. So this is called In the Words That Are Not My Own. Hello, do you know me? No, I don't think I want you to. I live my life for others. I try to be the perfect picture of what you want me to be. I stand at a crossroad, alone, scared, and confused. Which way should I go? Should I dare take the path less traveled? Torn between living for others or living for myself. Is there a way we could all come out of this feeling happy, fulfilled, and loved? I'm still learning. I've learned I don't want to change for you. That maybe who I am is enough. Even though I feel the eyes of judgment and hypocrisy on me, and yes, I fail daily, I wish to feel no shame. I have a second life, a life I have not lived yet. A beautiful, confident woman who stands before me in all of her glory, who is bursting into life, careless and free. I think I know her. I'd like to know her better. But I can't stay long because of society and all my responsibilities that identifies who I am won't let me stay away too long. The girl I know is broken. The girl I know is broken, walking around inside an empty shell, feeling like the living dead. I feel comfortable here, only because this is what I know. It's what I've lived to be for so long. I don't even recognize myself. The strangest thing of all is that I almost feel safe here. I am tired. Tired because now I see whichever path I take will be a long road. We will meet again, my better half, my better self. I see her. I see her now. I see her. Could she be you? No, she is me.
Oh, Stacey Tortorella, yes! Thank you! Oh, bursting into life, poetry, poet, thank you. It'd be really cool, if you ever wanted to come back and speak again.
I got more.
Good.
I'll save it for next time. It's my twin sister, everybody.
That's so fucking excellent. More to look forward to. Thank you. Yes. Now, it's just wonderful to welcome to the mic Blake Matthews. Thank you.
Hey everybody. This one doesn't have a title yet, but it's about after I came out to my mother. That was not a fun conversation. Leather bomber jacket, lanyard flowing down and free. You turned and said, "Why are you dressed like a boy?" See that confidence? Boom, reduced to rubble by your words. Now you don't get to see the man I'll come to be, but that's a you issue, not on me. And then this next one talks about sexual assault. So if you need to step out, please do take care of your mental health, but I need to share this. There was a point in time where all I needed was your hand in mine. Those moments were everything to me. The mornings waking up to fingers running through my curls, to those long drives with yours in mine. But I learned the true purpose of those hands when I saw them ball into fists that hit the walls. Then eventually my lips, those hands became my fear, would cover my mouth and catch all the tears or hold me down till you had your fill. At night when I can't sleep, I feel that hand pressed against my cheek or on my chest when all I want is rest. No, you took that from me, my peace and safety. You stole it all away because you couldn't control your hands.
Oh my goodness. Blake Matthews, y'all. Holy, holy. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's what we need. I mean, like, dig in and scoop it out. Let's examine it. Let's know what we're dealing with here, right? No pretense. Thank you. Oh me, oh my honor and pleasure to introduce you now to Greg Slade.
Hi, y'all. Woo. It's good to see everybody. I've got two little short ones and then one that's I'm pretty excited about that's pretty fun. This is called Giveth and Taketh. Our experience of this existence is by its very nature limited, yet within this spectrum there is quite a range of engagement, yet there is no need for an evil beast that dwells within the least of our faculty, nor the need for a gifter of seeing that shows us the most we've seen. We think of all these as somehow above and below, but they are quite natural, of course, the best and the worst of us that comes to show. The most and the least of what we see limits us, even at our farthest reach. Thus blame and praise become conceit. Truth then becomes akin to some deceit, seeing only what you've been bred to believe. Thank you. That was Giveth and Taketh. This is called Altered State. If you want to learn about something, you must let it be as it is. Something is not most itself when explaining itself. To understand a thing, one must seek not to alter the truth of the thing. To study a thing you have shaped negates the truth of the thing, the study. Undone for a new truth you've made, the study of an altered state. The truth cannot answer for a shape it never takes. One could be forgiven for feeling the truth occasionally being fake. One would be hard-pressed to learn a thing, though, searching only for a thing they can make. Let us not press the truth to explain. The truth on trial puts the truth in a cage. Thank you. That was Altered State. And then this the last one I'll do is called To See or To Not See. The bane of those with the gift of vision has been and will always be those who find not their way, but find a way to, let's say, not see. I cannot speak to those who are so able not to see, who cannot see this and not see that. I've found these types also cannot see me. Not the way I am, at least. What they see in me is an other thing, a thing that they look for, hoping they find a reason to not see, to deny the vision and call that their belief. I prefer those who can to those who can not see. They cannot see why Black lives should matter. They cannot see why they should care about climate change. They cannot see the reason a woman should have her choice. They cannot see the right to vote as a right to a voice. They cannot see the plight of the immigrant, nor how their struggles prop us here up. They cannot see the value of taxing the people they pray to so far up at the top. They cannot see any number of remedies to what we, the people, need. They cannot see so many things. Do not tell them, though, that they seem a little too much to not see. The Nazis, they don't like to listen. As much as they can refuse to see clear, they are equally adept at refusing to hear. Any talk of a vision running counter to their fear, what fear, you say? Of course, the fear of the Nazi is everything they've never seen, an evil you can't tell them cannot breathe. The end of days from one bended knee. Do not ask to look upon their heart, or you may find yourself not seeing. The words they've heard might strain true ears. The not sees are also the never hears. The Nazi creed, we will never surrender. Said by the lead and then every other member speaking in rhythm the Nazi way, where everyone can Nazi as well as any other. How could anyone give up, I guess, having already so thoroughly surrendered? So prepared to not see what they should, and to see what clearer eyes cannot. The Nazi train, though, as I recall, has just the one stop. To see or to not see?
Oh my goodness. Good question, isn't it?
Y'all, that's Greg Slade. What I have to say is I believe I just have one more on the open mic list. So if there's anyone who hasn't spoken yet and would like to before we get to hear from our feature tonight, I've got the list. Thank you again to everyone we've heard on the open mic. Y'all are spectacular. So our next poet, some of us know him as my son. He's also a perfectly awesome human. Please welcome Tyler Smith.
Thank you very much. Before I start, I just want to say that I have been struggling to write anything since the pandemic started. Can anyone else relate to that?
I mean,
I would imagine so. I would imagine that's a fairly relatable sentiment. I haven't been able to write a poem in, I guess, it's almost 2 years now, or it is 2 years. Time's a blur. So thank you all for the inspiration, because while y'all have been sharing your beautiful art and words, I have been sitting there writing my own for the first time in quite a while, and that feels better than like any other form of escape from this frankly quite grueling world. So I am stalling for time because I haven't decided which ones I'm going to read yet. I think I'm going to go for two, and the first one I'm going to read is this word association chain I wrote. It's just, the premise was I'd start with the first word that came to mind, then the first word that came to mind after that, obviously, I guess. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Word association number one. Wrath. First. Mourn. Mourn. Chickpea. Cricket. Bug. Irritant. Mark. Bruise. Bathe. Lathe. Lather. lavender, lope, lop, guillotine, capital, mirth, mega, hardcore, mare, mild, menagerie, asylum, crank, crackpot, reasoning, pity, divorce, pattern, absence, presence, apathy, antipathy, empathy, mask off, pain, daring, risk, reward, enterprising, dishonor, democracy, mythic, law, open, logos, lycos, limes, done.
Woo!
I wrote a little compilation of haiku, and I think that's better than the one that I was gonna do. So I'm gonna do the haiku compilation. Changing my mind at the last minute. Yeah. Okay. Haiku compilation. Lost time to make up. Putting off my atonement. Always later. Yeah. Hourglass sandcastle and ruins again too soon. Breathe, repeat, and flip. Each a full life lived. More feelings than I can count. Never enough time. Haiku is my best. Simple, straightforward, pointed. Ease and brevity.
Tyler Smith. Shaking off the dust, meeting the muse where the muse is. Thank you. It's really exciting to hear the words flowing. We got a couple more on our open mic list. I am excited to welcome this first timer, Tara. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Sara. Not new, but pretty new, at least to Nashville poetry. So this one is just like a good introduction of me. And I recently joined Prodigal Poets. So thanks for adding me into your group. Appreciate it. My name's Tara, not Tara. I spell my name T-A-R-A, not T-E-R-A or T-E-H-R-A or any other sort of way you come up to spell my name, I'm fine. I'm fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. I'm the blood and sweat at your door that you step over. I'm the doormat at your door in which you wipe off your door. Because I'm a victim. I'm a victim of my own demise, a child raised with no stars in the skies. Oh, here come your it's okay eyes and I'm so sorry smiles. Don't worry, I'll stop. If it makes you uncomfortable, I'll stop. If it makes you uncomfortable, I'll stop. If it makes you uncomfortable, unless you're a man where I keep going just to keep you comfortable, because I've been pulling tricks since the day I was 6 with high school boys and their brothers. And I still remember the sense of hospitals and markers. You know, the ones where orange smells like orange, brown smells like cinnamon, black smells like licorice. I remember the doctor taking pictures of me in stirrups. And she asked me how many times. And I lied saying it only happened once. I lied saying it only happened once. I lied saying it only happened once. And the doctors say, how interesting. But I don't feel like my vulnerability is that interesting when all my cards are spread out on the table. I feel like sharing this with you has me sprawled out on the table. So when you're playing Operation, please be careful when you get to my heart.
Ella, thank you. I think this is our next poet's first time on this mic too. Very happy welcome and thank you, Maggie Williams.
Hi. I accidentally came here the last time we did this. I just accidentally came here, but it's like I've been looking forward to it every day. I have no experience in poetry. I like to write songs, but I don't know. This one, I don't even think it's very short, but I wrote it yesterday. I don't know if it has anything, but it's called Sometimes. Sometimes I wake up and find that what I thought was yesterday is actually behind. Sometimes I go home and open the door to find you're not there as you were before. Sometimes I fall out of love with myself. I keep trying to build up, but I tend to melt. But as I step closer, I step back, telling myself you never stayed. I'm finding myself just now letting you start to kick in. I guess I never really wanted to imagine the worst ever happened, so I just told myself you never did. Though I don't think it's right to ignore you. I don't think you want me to ignore you. Swallowing your pill down every day, it will never bring you to me. It just keeps you further away.
Maggie Williams, thank you! That was glorious. Oh, what a good infusion. I hope that you feel that coming back and giving us some more of that. Thank you. All right, so, y'all were here. You're spectacular. Give yourselves another round of applause. Yeah, to the poets who share your voices, to the enthusiasts who support, to one another for listening. Seriously, this is important stuff. Like, the insides on the outside, it's real. I think it's momentous. I think it makes real movements in the world. I believe in it, and I'm really grateful for each of your contributions and being their truth and speaking it. And yeah, couldn't be more effusive about that, really. However, it is that time of night where we get to enjoy a feature set. One that we've been looking forward to for like years, really. And I'm just gonna be real, I was afraid I might get a no on the invitation, but I did. And now we get a yes. So Silence Wordsmith struggles with stage fright, but powers through it because poetry is her passion, which anyone who has witnessed can tell. She writes for catharsis and is known to dress to express. Her interest in poetry was sparked at 14 years old after receiving an eloquent love letter. She has been writing ever since, mostly writing in prose. Sometimes she will recite a quick haiku or a lengthy ballad, pairing performance and poetry. Silence Wordsmith, who has a Facebook group, if you are into that kind of thing, called Writer's Wart. So, those writing groups, I know, have very many benefits to offer us when we would like to discipline our mind to actually channel this on a regular basis. I'm working on a book, but I think I need to delve into the poetry for a spell, get that inside me again, because, oh my goodness, once a month is not enough, and then we add back the online, it's still not enough, and I just want more from y'all. So what I'm going to say to the more for y'all is I'm going to read one of Silence Wordsmith's poems before we get to hear from her. This is the one that we shared on our blog, which is poetryinthebrew.wordpress.com. And we're also on the socials as Poetry in the Brew if you want to find us. This one's called The World Over. If I had the world at my fingertips, if I could control the course of all the planes and ships, if I saw it like a game with playing cards and chips, what would I do? And if it was all for me, not for you, small as a marble, I wouldn't even marvel. I'd just let it fall to the floor. I couldn't even tell you what it was for. Success is like an overpacked suitcase. When you have it all, you run out of space. The world is my oyster, and the pearl is the world. I haven't felt this way since I was a girl. On second thought, maybe not. I'd spin it for you. I'd spin it for you. I wouldn't know what else to do. I'd spin it for you. Please welcome Silence Wordsmith!
I'm a feature fucking poet, everybody! It feels so good. So I always insist on memorizing my poems before I recite them.
and I'm having to fill 15 minutes here. My feature 15, as I call it. So I've had the daunting task of trying to memorize about 4 poems the last 4 weeks. So we will see how well this goes. So I'm also doing something a little unusual. I have my friend Amanda up here. Stand up and say hi, Amanda. You say hi. She is going to be shouting out my line if for whatever reason I blink. So that being said, let's get started. This first poem is a kind of mission statement, and it's self-titled. It's called Silence Wordsmith. Shh. Shh. Shut the fuck up. Listen up. And I just might watch my language before it slips. If you could only just read my lips. Illiterate, sound it out. Let me tell you what I'm all about. Conceived in contradiction through the skip of a theta brainwave. It revived my voice from beyond the grave. And you know my mind is turning gears from the smoke coming from my ears. I'm forthwith Silence Wordsmith. I break my silence in poetic eloquence. And you can tell me you've had enough of this, but don't plug your ears to the bells of tinnitus. I was raised to keep my mouth shut, to let any dumb fuck tell me what's what. I'm mocked by the memories of the men who muffled my mouth, and I have a plan for them if things go south. The silent treatment is only self-torment if the other never swallows the supplement. Where is my voice? And the echo of a wishing well. Not as far as I can tell. So said a little bird, it's in the written word. I press pen to paper and let it bleed through, as if to save a carbon copy just for you. I'll speak my truth, whatever that means. Better get back before I spill the beans. You can call it chicken scratch, but it's not chicken shit. I punch the keys and hit save and submit. I tap the mic and tip my hat like a blue-blooded aristocrat. I could be as muse and mime, or I could write and rhyme. Never mind when I speak, I have a siren's shriek. I've shattered a few glasses around here, but I just want to be crystal clear. I've been told I'm not so quiet for a name like Silence, but it's the quiet ones that seek defiance. My voice carries. That's how I get banned from libraries. I always speak when spoken to. That's my cue. Silence is solace. That's what I would call this. Silence is only golden for the tongue holden. I found my voice. I wield words as my weapon of choice. It is my defense against verbal violence, though I still sanctify silence. One must be reserved with your word if you want it to be heard. So zip your lip, because I can't hear myself think. What do I see in this blot of ink? Just write what feels right. If this has gone over your head and out of reach, just understand it's a figure of speech. And if this makes any sense, you can call me Silence. I am forthwith Silence Wordsmith. I break my silence in poetic eloquence. I break my silence in poetic eloquence. I break my silence in poetic eloquence. I also have my siblings here with me tonight, over there at my table. Very proud of all of them, especially my twin sister who was reading earlier. got one of them recording this for Facebook. Hello to everyone on Facebook. Okay. So this next poem cannot be read without smeared lipstick. It's called Mad Mouth. Bad mouth my name to any outsider. You should have known better than to wrong a writer. Stick out your tongue and say, ah, you've got something caught in your craw. No popsicle stick can hold down your tongue lashing. Nothing I could say to keep your arms from thrashing. Your suffocating kiss pulled me under into your abyss. I thought we would resurface together in love and in leisure. Whether we were in the car, bed, or couch, what I wanted most was your mouth. My lipstick on your collar, washed out in soap and water. But swish, swish, spit, your words in my mouth taste like shit. You don't have to holla or slap me around your squalor. I heard every word you said, but I never felt a single hit, though my face is red. You thought you had my cheek on a fishhook. You thought you could read me like a book. If you opened wide and I reach inside, would I pull out Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde? Your lunatic laughter and jack-o'-lantern smile. I watch you slowly veer the vial, nodding off in public because you're just so high. I just can't look you in the eye. You asked me, I was so crestfallen, so down in the mouth, always so worried I'm going to walk out. In the car, bed, or couch. In the car, bed, or couch. I just wanted your mad mouth. That was mad mouth. So is anyone here a Melanie Martinez fan? Show of hands. Ever heard of her? She's a singer-songwriter. You've heard of her. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so what I love most about her is she has this Lolita style to her music, this childlike perspective to her writing. And I've applied that childlike perspective to this next poem. It's called Time Out. Swinging my feet in this high chair, but kick myself I won't. You point your finger in my face. Now I've been put in my place. So cry your crocodile tears and have me dragged away. Time out is just another game for you and me. It's a power play. Where to say sorry is to cry uncle, arm wrestle, white knuckled. What have I done? The rules are what makes it fun. We can play house or quiet mouse, still mouse. Can't we just play nice? You storm off at the slightest thing, but keep me on a string. How long must I face this corner while others run outside? Is the timer broken? Was it ever set? Suppose I shouldn't. hold my breath. Time out is just another game for you and me. It's a power play. Or to say sorry is to cry uncle, arm wrestle, white knuckled. What have I done? The rules are what makes it fun. Make a wish on an eyelash and blow. I still want you more than you know. On my count of 11, you'll be back for 7 minutes in heaven. And though you're ghosting, forgive my boasting, you'll reappear. Maybe in a year. You always do. Out of the blue. Okay, so this will be my last poem for this feature. This is called The Shame and Should. And before I begin this last poem, I just want to say that it has been an honor and privilege performing for all of you tonight. This is called The Shame and Should. I should grow my hair, but if I did, would you leave it there? I should hit the gym until I am what you call slim. I should go back to school and earn my 40 acres and a mule. I should look to God for a fresh start. If I don't fake my faith, I will break my father's heart. Must I throw my identity into a trash receptacle for you to think me socially acceptable? If I am different, then surely I must be defective. You'd be damned if you see my perspective. If only you could see the real deformity is absolute conformity. I should cook and clean and marry a man with lots of green. I should, one, have a kid because that's why Adam gave Eve his rib. I should become a nurse. Well, why not? Master of the universe. I should work 60 hours a week. Not unless you want me jumping from the highest peak. My life is my walk of shame. My walk of shame is a gauntlet, and I can't let you leave your welts. You'll never stop until I turn into somebody else. I am not a problem to be corrected. I'm as unaffected as Jesus Christ resurrected. The shame is shed with the shake of your head. As you say my name, you place the blame. I should be paying my dues. I should be filling my parents' shoes. I really should do so much more than what I've said. I really should get out of bed. Have you no shame? Have you no shame? The people-pleasing part of me will always want to parrot you. The people-pleasing part of me will always want to parrot you. The people-pleasing part of me will always want to parrot you. If I could, I would do as I should. But there would be no likelihood of being understood. And I really think it would do you some good to see the shame in should. Oh. Thank you. Getting lots of support. So I always like to finish with a haiku, and this one is for Christine Hall. It's called Special Thanks. Thank you, Christine Hall, for facilitating my dreams where poets gather. That's my feature 15, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your snaps and claps. Thank you.
Again, for Silence Wordsmith. Oh my goodness. Phenomenal performance, poetry, moving us so far. I hope the full turn of the circle and back here next month on the second Saturday. Y'all show such beautiful time. Thank you. I'm filled with appreciation. I'm going to give a few more thanks and then we'll get out of here. Unless I'm going to throw it out there one more time. Is there anybody who has something burning on their hearts and minds? Even if it's news that you think the poetry community should know about? Okay, sweet. So if you do have news, you can always shoot me messages. I can include it in our newsletters. I love spreading the word. I love how y'all spread the word and support one another. It's so fucking cool. So first Saturday of the month, we're on Zoom. Second Saturday, we are here. We are super thankful to Patrick and the Portland Brew East crew who stays open late every time for us for over 10 years now, 11 years this year. Holy moly. So yeah, tip them in cash. If you are able to pay the suggested $5 cover, we appreciate that so much. If you want to get on a monthly plan, we have a Patreon and you can earn perks and become an official Brew Crew member. So, find us, tell us things, give us suggestions. We're open to new ideas and events. And it's a community event, so we love your input. As much as your poetry, because we go together. I don't think I have that much more to say. I'm just always leaving here with my heart overflowing. So I'm really grateful, and I hope we see you next month, and that you shoot me a message if you have any ideas for something fun you'd like to put on regarding poetry. I will tell you that in May, we have a feature coming from Canada. That's Jeff Cottrell. In June, I do believe Lyss Hart may be our feature. Yay. In July, we're working, on another out-of-town feature. And we got some more things in store. August, it'll be the Tomato Art Fest. We run the annual Tomato Art Fest haiku contest. So tomato season is coming. And if you got any tomato-related haiku, we also have a free-form category. But just keep that tomato juice flowing and then send it our way. And then I also would like to give a special shout out. Thank you to our Patreons, including especially our impresario extraordinaires, Katie Thompson, Rhoda Thomas, and oh my goodness gracious, that's very embarrassing that right now the other name is flying in my brain. We've got Rhoda Thomas, we've got Katie Thompson, and we have another very special, important person, and I love you, and I'm sorry that my mind is a blank, but that's my mind's problem. Hopefully I'll fill it up with poetry in the next month. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. Thank you so much. Bye.